Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Ireland Esports Collegiate Series Summer Tournament presented by Monster, brought to you by KOKA, the perfect tasting snack for gamers. I am OBKin9. With me, of course, is Celtic, and we are in for some interesting, fun, spicy little tournament we got going on here. It is a 2v2 double elimination tournament between some of the people, I believe past alumni are included here. We got current students, we got past students. It's going to be pretty fun. It's going to be a 2v2 format, Howling Abyss or ARAM if anyone wants to click that mode there as well. And it's going to be basically just first two kills, first 200 CS or first turret, and winner takes that really. So getting into this, I think we're just going to go straight into it. We got UCDB up against UCD Leviathans A. Celtic, how are you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. Yeah, these are players that we've seen throughout the tournaments over the years, having a bit of fun this week, you know, in these 2v2 tournaments. So yeah, we're just waiting for the spectator to get in. If you want to pause yours at whenever there, and I'll get mine up because we're having an issue with it. Yeah, if you want to pause, and I'll time up with you, I guess, and then we'll be able to go in. But yeah,
perfect.
I was curious. The one thing coming into this, I was curious about was what the spice was going to be, like what the teams are picking. Where is? There it is. And
Right, so
and
do you want to deposit 30 or what you doing, dude?
I'm going to pause and catch up with you. Yeah, there we go. I'm caught up with you now.
You're 26. Okay, that means
Perfect. Yeah, I just have to fix this. Yeah, technical issues as usual, but we should be good to go.
Classic technical issues. But don't worry, lads, as we get into this, we got UCD Leviathans A. Why do you ask me in Chinese, man? Two finalists of the UCD finals of the summer series, I believe. And they're going up against UCDB. Oh, no, sorry, they weren't. They were semi-finalists. They got knocked out. Team that I thought would have made finals with Chinese, man. Why do you ask me? But yeah, we got those up again.
Right. I am ready. If you want to unpause in 3, 2, 1, go. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, and the big thing is that they chose to go with a melee and a ranged so that they can, you know, they can actually fight into these, whereas we have the two melee champs on the side of UCDB, which means it's going to be a little bit harder for them to play into. Yeah, that's for sure. And Corona gonna get caught out once again. Chinese man taken very low, so a kill will go back over to UCDB. But it also does mean that he should be able to get, or I don't think he's going to be able to get much because not that much CS has gone down yet. But I was thinking it was a bit looking a bit dire for UCDB. You know, they got that kill advantage, or the kill advantage went over to UCDA early. And as you said, I was expecting Chinese man to wait for 6 and then just try to tower dive them, but showing the strength of that Camille at the moment in the meta.
ultimatum, a pretty huge ultimate as well. And here we go, as we do see the Hextech ultimatum going to get used there onto Why Do You Ask Me. Lozy incredibly low there, but the first kill going to go over onto that Camille. Or was that the Kaisa? Who picked up the... It was going to be the Kaisa, so I believe UCDB just won that.
Yep, UCDB taking them down. So yeah, UCDB gonna take the victory there in our first game.
I mean, yeah, that was... I mean, it's a 1v1 tournament, lads. It's short and sweet games. But do not worry, UCDA. You are not out of it just yet, as we do know it's a best-of-2 format. So they are going to go down to the losers bracket. But UCDB going to go on to the winners, lads. So we're already speedy and straight in there. What do you think so far, Heltic?
I was surprised. I didn't think that after that first kill, I honestly thought that it was pretty done for UCDB, because that was, you know, losing a kill. You want to keep that extra life you basically have for the kind of, once you get to the point of being level 6, and losing a life that early really like makes you have to play more like careful. But they actually managed to win out that skirmish, get that kill back, and then were able to win it out in the 2v2 once they did hit level 6. So fair play to them. It was a great start to the bracket anyway.
Really good start to them so far. So that's already looking like one kill immediately. And I mean, at the moment, I assume, are there any games you're waiting on now that could potentially be starting soon? I don't see anyone online.
We're gonna throw to a break between these games, so that we can get set up for the lobbies, just because it's a little bit easier that way, because some of the games don't line up. We're waiting for other games to finish, and because of how the teams are seated, sometimes the games are a bit end up a bit all over the place. I think Wiggler is actually inviting me to a game, so they may be ready, but we're going to go to a quick 2-minute break, and we should be back with another game very shortly. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back, everyone, to Ireland Esports Collegiate Series Summer Tournament. This tournament presented by Monster, brought to you by GG Machines and Rera, where we're just about to get underway with the next game. Moving pretty quickly so far, lads. We're getting into it. With me is Celtic, where we have got... What are the teams again? Celtic? You'll need to remember. Wiggy Wanderers are up against.
Our Uve and Sprumble. They didn't pick a team name, so they're just Uve and Sprumble today.
Perfect. And who are they playing against?
Wiggy Wanderers, which is USR Nima and Wiggler.
Right, that's pretty good. We got two spicy names. They've already put probably as much effort into this as they have their team comps. Where we got Kalista Lee Sin, pretty classic. I'm liking this, up against Poke Machines in Quirky and Karma. I think I know which one I'd rather be playing, level 3, and it rhymes with Rarma. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I saw this in the Champ Select, and I was like, that is a annoying comp to have for 2v2s, especially when, you know, that is a comp that is waiting to get that 100 CS victory for sure.
I definitely think right now it's going to be a long one. I'm kind of interested now in seeing where it kind of goes with this, because at the moment, I make your move Sprumble literally just need to auto attack, and I think they'll be okay as long as they kind of get some early autos in, early trades, get a bit of the Karma poke going out there. You see the Mantra Qs coming out, looking to get the damage output. Meanwhile, though, Wiggy Wanderers at the moment trying to be vicious here, trying to wait for that level 6 when they can throw that Lee Sin in. Lee Sin can then put the dragon kick and just output that damage in the Corki and the Karma, because, I mean, obviously, it's going to be pretty spicy. Already looking for some engage there. Wiggler may have bitten off a bit more than he could chew, forced to take that W back out. So it is already, I can already tell, going to be really spicy early in.
Yeah, and the poke comp coming out, you know, Corki being super strong at the moment, Karma just being annoying as usual. So this is going to rely on Wiggler trying to get on top of them, and Nima following up as best as they can. Potentially Nima just throwing the Lee Sin at them once they hit that level 6, because they do not want to give over the 100 CS to Uve and Sprumble.
What is pretty big, though, is the Kalista does have that dash. She can dash a fair bit out of the way. She's kind of more nimble than a lot of the other champions. As well as that, Wiggler nearly has the dragon kick up at level 6. He can do a lot with his kick and kind of a lot of disengage potential as well if Corki decides to package in or anything. But at the moment, we see I Make Her Move currently sitting on that package. 2 minutes 30. We're past the early game now. We're in that mid-game spike as these level 6s are coming out pretty soon. Who is going to get the level 6 first? And I think the bigger level 6s really would be the side of Wiggy Wanderers with this Lee Sin Kalista, really.
Yeah, they need to be careful. If they get hit by that Lee Sin Q, it could be all over. Because like we said, it's only 2 kills. So Wiggy Wanderers are probably trying to be looking for the kill finish here. Whereas Uve and Sprumble are going to be trying to get that 100 CS. And they're already doing pretty good. There it is. There's the Kalista ultimate coming out.
No Lee Sin ult to follow that up, though. But we do see Wiggler going, and there's the kick. Nicely done. In comes the Q. Looking for the kill into Sprumble, but the shield just barely keeps him alive. And that was a huge combo coming out there from Lee Sin with the Dragon's Rage, but that's not going to get him anything.
Yeah, both teams licking their wounds, preparing for the next skirmish, and the Lee Sin Q going to go wide right between I Make Her Move and Sprumble. But the heal... Actually Sprumble gonna sneak a little bit of HP away from that heal. So setting themselves up for the second skirmish. So far their health is looking just that tiny bit better than it is for Wiggy Wanderers.
Thing is though, Corki running low on mana. This isn't a 2-item Corki or anything but a mana item. He went to lethality, so those ultis are really gonna start chipping away at his mana bar, as we can clearly see here. Meanwhile, Neiman and Wiggler are just sitting under turret. But look, they might win through turret here. Look at the damage. Look at the damage that Corki's doing to turrets right now.
I didn't even think that didn't cross my mind that the teams would actually go for the turret victory. Demolish Corki.
I'm actually surprised that Sprumble didn't just go for Tristana and they didn't just go all in on it.
Yeah, but I guess they you know, coming into this, you have to have, you know, ideas. Like ways that you can win through these other methods, because everyone thinks it's going to be a quick 2 kills, quick skirmish at the beginning and it's over, but the smart, like if you take a comp like Karma Corki, you can just play so safe and farm up and try to go for these towers. And they are currently up in CS. They're just hit 50 CS, so they're halfway to the CS goal, and they're more than halfway on the turret goal.
And Dragon's Rage back up again for Lee Sin. He can do another angle there where he can get the engage off with the flash kick or some sort of combo with Q. So already it's looking like he can do a bit more at the moment, but the turret is still very low. It's a ticking time bomb at the moment as Corki putting a bit of damage out there. Wiggler goes in, out goes the kick, out goes the Q, looking for the kill. I make her move. Are you going to go down, sir? Yes, you will. Next up, looking like it's going to be Sprumble, but he is going to root that Lee Sin. And right now, it's 1-0 in favor of Wiggy Wanderers. And it looks like it might be 1 kill versus 1 turret here, as both of these teams opting to try and do something. But Corki picked him up, the collector. This might actually be huge, because his turret autos are going to be massive right now.
Yeah, and the fact that the Corki dies here when they're so close, when Uv and Sprumble are so close to actually getting, you know, that turret down, and they're all, as like we said, they're now on 63 CS, so they're getting up there. Now having a collector on board is going to make it even easier for them to push in these waves and try to take that tower, which we knew they were going to be trying to do from the beginning.
It's the tactical int. It's the tactical intel tick. That's what you got to do. Sometimes you got to go, is it better that I just die here and troll? And then I get myself an item, and then I just destroy their team. Because look at this. Look at those ulti rockets. Nima already at half HP. He's getting chunked out a bit from some of these. The big boy rocket will probably do a lot of damage as well. And if you can clearly see, they fear the collector right now. Look at the damage output there.
Now up to 75 CS, got to go in back again. A Wiggler kills Sprumble.
Wiggler gets it. It doesn't matter who you are, because I Make Her Move was just too late in the trigger finger. Wiggler said, screw it, I think I've got enough damage to take out the Karma. And he just about did. And that is going to be your winner. It's going to be the Wiggy Wanderers.
Yeah, we honestly, I thought Uv and Sprumble had that, you know, they had the tower pushing in, they got the item on board, but at the end of the day, all it took was that Lee Sin Q to land, and yeah, Wiggy Wanderers are going to be progressing in that upper bracket.
Honestly, that was pretty spicy. I like the comp play. I did like what Uv and Sprumble did there in the way that they were looking for the turret. They played the comp right, they just didn't. They underestimated Lee Sin's potential to kind of output damage just because they had enough damage to take out the turret. I think if they just played that back a bit and maybe just were a bit more cautious around the Lee Sin, I think they could have walked away with that game easily.
Yeah, that's for sure. But once again, we are going to throw to a quick break while we get our next set of games ready to go. I can see in the upper bracket we have COD Zombie Music versus Wiggy Wanderers and Madam Mars versus LOL UCDB. So we will have our decision on which of those games we're going to cover in just a few minutes, but don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere. Welcome everyone, and welcome back to Ireland Esports Collegiate Series Summer Tournament, presented by Monster, powered by Dogpatch Labs and Stack, where we have got some more spicy ARAM 2v2s on at the moment, where we've got Team Madam Mars Cormac up against
UCDB.
Team UCDB.
Yep, who we've seen
UCDB.
in that first game, how upset their UCDA counterparts in our first game. But the change of comps coming in for them this time. We have Callista Renekton, and on the side of Madam Mars we have Lee Sin Renekton. First mirrored picks we have so far as well.
Surprised we didn't see more of this, but then again, only losers pick Renekton, so it's no surprise that we see Madam Mars picking the Renekton here. Both Renektons opting to go skinless. It's pretty interesting strategies. Probably wouldn't do that myself, but you know, it's whatever you want to do there. But yeah, it's a bit sad for the old SKT Renekton love going on there in the chat. But yeah, at the moment now, I don't know which I prefer. I mean, I like Callista Renekton because you can obviously just shoot Renekton as a ball in. But the problem then is you're then fighting a Renekton Lee Sin, and Lee Sin just kicks the other Callista into your team. So regardless, they're kind of both revolve around either Renekton running in or Renekton being thrown in. So it's gonna be pretty spicy. Gonna be pretty similar. Expect big things here. Cormac Madam Mars, very strong duo. Not too familiar with Corona. Lozi's been pretty solid as far as I'm aware as well. He's been playing it pretty well. So at the moment, right now, really, Madam Mars Cormac yet to prove themselves at the moment. I haven't seen them any of their gameplay so far. Looking at the summoners, if you want to take it at that, Cormac did opt to take Exhaust Ignite on Lee Sin as opposed to the Flash. Maybe he thought he could use the W to warp around a bit easier since his minion waves close, and Madam Mars, and just use him as a walking ward basically. But other than that, pretty standard stuff.
Yeah, if this Renekton dashes in, Cormac can dash to him even if he doesn't land the Q. So not having Flash here is completely fine. That's the first wave gonna go towards the side of Madam Mars and Cormac, just shoving it into the tower, and should be picked up for free. But yeah, this is a very different style of game we're going to get in comparison to our last one. Whereas the last one of the teams was definitely built for the farming objectives, and one of them was going for the kill objective. Whereas this one, both are kind of going for the kill objective. So we're gonna have to see. But so far, Cormac's doing a great job of just using those Qs to whittle down the health bars, just getting that little bit of poke in.
As well as that, something that is pretty huge as well is the fact that they've only one ranged champion as well, being Lozi on the Callista. Did opt for the barrier as well. Wanted to play it safe in case he did end up getting like a Dragon Rage and maybe he gets stunned by Renekton. That's a lot of damage from the bruisers. I mean, Lee Sin, Renekton can output so much damage, especially pre-6. So I kind of respect Lozi's decision there to just take the barrier as opposed to maybe something a bit more aggressive like a Ghost or something else. But yeah, at the moment, 2 exhausts as well. So they're looking to really shut down any damage that that Corona want to do here.
Yeah, exhaust is so good as well. Having both of them, like you said, great damage coming out from Cormac. Madam Mars following it up as well, just to get a little bit more chip damage onto them. Corona gonna have to go use their second heal so far.
Health bars are getting lower and lower for the side of UCD LOL B at the moment, as we can see Cormac just hitting those Qs like it's nothing on the Lee Sin, which is pretty funny because I've known Cormac, who's an alumni, as a top lane main, and he does play Renekton as well. So it's pretty funny seeing him playing the other side there with Madam Mars playing the Renekton and Cormac often to play the Lee Sin. But as we can see, he's clearly doing well on it, as he's just poking him out at the moment, and so far though, it's anything to play for. But I definitely think we'll be getting to level 6 as we see all the laners now just turn into level 6. Ultis are available. Dragon Rage can be used here. Same thing with the Fate's Call to like powerbomb that Renekton in, which is probably something that they don't want to do because there's a lot of root and a lot of knockdown for the side of Madam Mars Cormac. Yeah,
they have to be careful of throwing the Renekton in. Like you said, Cormac could kick the Renekton away from the Callista, and they could just dive onto the Callista and then leave the a 2v1 for the Renekton. So they have to be careful with how they want to play this, and they have to be careful as well with pushing this wave too much, because as we can see, it's definitely them on the back foot, and as they keep pushing this out, but we're actually finally going to see a skirmish.
They're looking to do something there. The Dominus getting used there by Corona. He's trying to stay alive as long as possible, but it's not going to be enough. Lozi on the back foot here. He is exhausted. He's half HP. Is he going to do something more? No, he is not, but he does have the barrier still. Flash is going to be used though.
Yeah, a great attempt from Corona, but not having the, Elise in to follow you in, having that Kalista be so far away really just meant that he was just fighting that one-on-one or one-on-two, really, and the dominance was not going to help him. But now, like you said, maybe he was throwing his life away to get some more items, so now he got 2 extra long swords, so he wasn't like the Corki in the last game where he got all that farm and was able to, go back and get a collector, and he's just going to go in and get stunned up. Madamars.
Oh my god, Corona, you made the wrong decision there, sir. Fate's Call gonna have to be used defensively, or maybe offensively, as he looks for the ignite onto Cormac. Madamar is going forward with that aggressive, but he's not going to pick up Corona. Meanwhile, though, Lozy Corona are incredibly low at the moment. They're forced back. They're forced to wait for the packages to come up there to get their heal. Forced to try and get something here, but Madamar's Cormac not trying to let that happen. Looking for something. Health bar is similar now at this point, and it's anything to play for.
Yeah, Madamar is just going to sneak into that health pack as well, get a little bit back for himself, and looking to end it here as they go back in.
And Ulysses is in, going to go in, does not need the Dragon Rage as he takes out Madamars. That is going to be the victory royale for Madamars and Cormac.
Yeah, that is a 2-1 kill lead for Madamars and Cormac. So they will be going on to, I believe, the upper final now in our little tournament. So I'm trying to close out of the game and League just does not want to let me. So yeah, I think they're now moving on to the upper bracket final, which I can double check to see if the other game has finished and we can see who is in that game. So no, the other game hasn't finished yet. I can double check to see if we can spectate it very quickly. I don't know if it started, because if it has, we may be able to get into it.
That will be good, man. At the moment, though, that was a really good win for Madamar's Cormac. They're probably going to be one of the stronger pairings in this 2v2 tournament. I would expect them to do well.
Yeah, I think that game is currently in progress, so I can't join in on it. But yeah, that's going to be them going into the upper bracket final. Actually, just going to double check the lower bracket if any games have happened yet. No, so the two losers from this round are going to have the first of the lower round matches. So that's going to be UCDB are going to be against UCDA again, I believe. Actually, no, sorry, they're lower side. So no, it's going to be Oov's party versus UCDB to start that one off.
Okay. Are we going to throw it to a quick break before, or are we going to get into it?
There is a game ready to go. Wiggler has the next game ready to go.
Oh, is it not? Is it not? BO3. I was told.
I'm going to double check just to be safe. I think groups or the regular stages are BO1. At least that's what it says on Challenger mode. But we'll throw to a quick break while we get everything sorted out and we figure out what game we are doing next. So we'll be back in a couple minutes.
And we are back for the what I believe winners final, is it? Or are we in winners final?
This is the second upper semi.
Okay, we are back not in the winners final. We are back in the second upper semi-final of Ireland Esports Collegiate Series Summer Tournament, presented by Monster, brought to you by KOKA, Ireland's favourite instant noodle. I am OBK9. With me is Celtic as we are about to get underway between Wiggy Wanderers and L9 Dr. House and Fairy Stars, or whatever. What's their names? What are we going for here for this one?
Double check what their team name was supposed to be.
Lovely. Thank you very much. But we are here. Celtic is here too. Don't worry, guys. And we're hoping for some spice because we've already got some spicy comps. We've got Fairy Stars on the Zaya. We got Rek'Sai in the building. We got Wiggler and we got USSR Nima on his Kled as well. Signature pick if any of you were here for the summer series.
Yeah, Kled is something we've seen him play a lot. He is super comfortable on this champ, so it's gonna be an interesting time. See how he wants to play it.
I'm kind of interested. I mean, he can be aggressive. I mean, regardless, Rek'Sai has to go in and fight someone because he's melee. Kled's melee, and they got two range champs. Only it's gonna be mage versus AD carry, so this should be pretty interesting. I don't know any of the stature here, but Fairy Stars against Wiggler. My money's on Wiggler, but you know that's my experience so far. But I think Wiggler again, just showing up in those tournament matches of the Collegiate Series, he's been so good as well. Nima as well has been so good throughout these collegiate splits. I'm pretty excited to see what they can do so far. And at the moment, we can already see a bit of poke damage coming out there onto Fairy Stars, so it's already kicking off.
Yeah, so I double checked their team name is COD Zombies Music. So some spicy
COD
names.
Music.
Yeah, COD Zombies Music is their team name. But yeah,
go with it.
What do you think here? Or do you think we're gonna get a poke victory? Or is this gonna be the first CS victory of the day?
I think if you're running a melee champion, I don't think you're looking for CS victory because Kled. I mean, he's got decent stuff, but he doesn't really have too much wave clear. I'd say Rek'Sai would nearly clear waves faster than Kled. So, but at the moment now, we can just kind of see, like, at level 6, Kled's got access to the charge, so he can auto-engage. LeBlanc maybe gets a bit of poke early, but regardless, these comps are pretty horrible. I'm not going to lie. They're not what you want to see. I think it's going to be just out-mechanicsing people here and just kind of pushing through, because at the moment, not much is happening. And I'm really disappointed so far. I'm disappointed in Nima. I'm disappointed in Wiggler. I'm seeing Ignite coming out here. I am not disappointed in Nima anymore. Going in for that. Good attempt, but the Ignite and the Flash both used there as Wiggler looking to get that chain. In comes the Q, in comes the E. First blood gonna go over onto Fairy Stars. Looking to take out L9 Dr. House, trying to run away with his Rek'Sai shaped tail between his legs. And I think he will, but right now, Wiggy Wanderer is quite low, but 1 kill up.
Yeah, and that's where that LeBlanc comes in. Has that burst damage to be able to catch you off guard. Double ignite on the side of Wiggy Wanderer, so just slowly chipping them down as well. And now we're going to go up 1 kill so far.
Pretty good so far, I'd say, for Wiggler Nima. Wiggler already sitting on the 1 kill. You know what? Maybe I wasn't familiar with your game, Wiggy Wanderers. I doubted you. I doubted your weird-ass looking champions you'd be picking there. But you know what? I wasn't familiar with your game.
Now Kled finally going to get Scarl, or is it Scarl back?
It's Scarl, yeah.
Yeah, I had to double check. I can't remember if it was Scarl or Snarl, but
Nima's going to get spotted there by the Rek'Sai Q. Right now, they're kind of just hovering around. Ultis are available here for L9 Dr. House, Fairy Stars, Wiggler, and USSR Nima. So that charge is available if need be, and all he really has to do is just run down Fairy Stars. Or if he gets it low enough that LeBlanc can just pick up the kill with the distortion ability, I think as well that's another option, because LeBlanc also just does so much burst damage.
Yeah, and I did notice L9 as well, noting that Kled's flash is down as the LeBlanc gonna teleport back to her previous location. Very annoying to deal with, and even in a game like this where you're just trying to get on top of them, you don't like. It's gonna be really hard for COD Zombies Music here because they don't have a whole lot of engage other than the Rek'Sai. The Zaya's not gonna really be able to get too close because otherwise she's gonna get jumped on by the LeBlanc. So they have to be very careful when and if they time their engages.
Yeah, it's gonna be very tough right now for COD Zombies music. Wiggy Wander is in a pretty commanding position so far. They're up in the CS department. They're also up in a kill at the moment as well. Nima is really just looking for the opportune moment to go in here. I think he sees once Zaya is separated enough, he's just going to dive Zaya. Because what can L9 Dr. House do if they just have so much damage output?
Yeah, and that, like you mentioned, all ultimates available now for these teams. So the Zaya does have the disengage tools as well as her flashes coming back up. So maybe that's what they're waiting for. Maybe they're just trying to get that Zaya flash back up so they have a little bit of security as they go for an engage.
I mean, at the moment here, it's playing it really slow, CS game, but at the moment, Wiggler just sitting on the CS numbers. Nima might have just got caught there. Ellen Dr. House going to go in. In goes Wiggler, looking for the kill back. In comes the ignite. Can Nima go forward? He flashes in. He picks up the kill. That's a clean 2-0 for Wiggy Wanderers in the kill department. That is going to be the game.
Yep, and Wiggy Wanderers taking that one very cleanly. When we were loading into this game, we saw the Kled LeBlanc earlier. We have no idea what is going on, but they cooked and they made it work. And yeah, the Rek'Sai Zaya just could not stand up to it.
Honestly, they just steamrolled through. There wasn't really any challenge coming out there. I knew Wiggy had it. Like, they were so good in both splits, and I think they just came into that and just out mechanics. They didn't really have to pick a comp that really complemented each other because they just made it work anyway. And I have to say now, well played from the two lads. They move on to what I believe is that the losers final or the winners final, or we're
going to the upper bracket final now.
The upper bracket final.
Yeah, so we have I'm just updating it now.
Cormac Matamars against, is it Cormac Matamars against Wiggy Nima?
Yep, that is what we have. So just going to update this now. So Wiggy go through. And yeah, so it's going to be Wiggy versus Matamars. But of course, we have to get the lobby set up and everything. So we're going to take a quick 2-minute break and we will be back with our upper bracket final, which we have confirmed is a BO3. So we'll actually get to see multiple compositions coming out from these teams. But yeah, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everyone, to what is the winners' final between Mada, Cormac, and Wiggy Wanderers, I believe I'm not mistaken, where we are in the winners' final now of Ireland Esports Collegiate Series Summer Tournament, presented by Monster, brought to you by GG Machines and Reraw. I am Obi Ken, and with me, hopefully, still is Celtic. And as we get into this, we're seeing that Cormac and Madamar's running it back. They're running the exact same comp they ran last game we watched them stream. And I mean, we saw how that worked for them this time. This time, though, they're up against a stronger duo lane in Wiggler, USSR Nima, who opt for the Talia Pantheon. A lot of knockback potential, a lot of damage output, poke between them. I actually really like this comp from Wiggy as well. So this is going to be some pretty spicy 2v2. What do you think, Celtic?
Oh, that's for sure. It's definitely going to be some spice. But the biggest change is because this is an upper final, it is a BO3. So they're going to be able to see each other's compositions as we go through. They're going to be able to make adjustments and play it out. Now, it's not fearless or anything like that. Their champions aren't banned, but they will be able to kind of get a feel for, if Wiggy was to lose to this Renekton Lee Sin and they decide to run it back with the Renekton Lee Sin, they might be able to come up with something, a little bit different. Try to counter it a little bit more, but like you said, I do think the poke coming out from the Pantheon Talia is going to be annoying for this comp.
I think Pantheon can do a lot. He's a lot of dive potential as well. Talia can also knock back as well. Can probably knock someone back like the Renekton or something, and that can also lead to another stun from Pantheon. They have a lot of chain CC, a lot of chain stuff they can do. As we see, there you go. As I was just talking about this, and look at Cormac taking the damage.
Yeah, and that's electrocute changes right there, coming in clutch, doing so much damage.
Oh, Madamars as well, going to get hit by some abilities there. And yeah, at the moment, USSR Neiman and Wiggler firmly in control.
Yeah, and this is another one of those games that we don't think is going to end up going to the turret or the CS. Cormac living for so long in that skirmish, but will be the first to fall.
Yeah, he was so durable. He was so durable there. That was ridiculous.
And now,
currently, though, 1-0.
Yeah, and we're getting close to that level 6. That big spike for everyone here. We're going to have the Dominus on that Renekton as well. So kind of have to be careful. The Talia ult is the one that Talia and Pantheon's ult's not the greatest for this 2v2. Definitely the Lee Sin and the Renekton ults are going to come in clutch. I'm surprised we actually didn't see them waited out till that level 6 to try go in for these engages, but getting caught out early, and now Wiggler and USSR are just going to grab their second health pack, heal up that little bit more as the wave starts pushing their way.
Yeah, and I mean, at the moment, Pantheon ulti probably isn't the best, only for the sake of also, you know exactly where he's going to land. So you can put your CC down there as well, so you can just root him as soon as he lands. So it's quite hard to get the man dive off, although it's probably, in a tower dive situation, it's probably not the worst. Although I think you're right. And the Weaver's Wall, to be fair, can be quite big, because it can separate Madamars from Cormac, which is something would be fairly good, other than the fact that Lee Sin and Renekton have ways of getting over walls. So I don't know. It's if they knew they were going to run it back with the same comp, I don't know whether you would opt for it. But right at the moment, we did see, just from the fact that Cormac got caught twice, Talia knocking back that Lee Sin, and then Pantheon landing the stun in response, means it's just very hard to counterplay that without taking something like a cleanse.
And now, yeah, the health pack starting to regen, so Mada and Cormac are going to grab their first pack once again. Going to get that little bit of health back in as we're going back into kind of a little bit of farming. Not too much going on right now. I can see USSR is starting to get antsy, trying to find something. Wiggler trying to fish with that pushback onto Cormac, but not able to find anyone. Currently, the CS lead is over in the side of Cormada, but not much of a difference, about 12 or 13 in the difference.
At the moment, though, it's pretty much anyone's game to play for now. Even though Wiggy Wanderers picked up the first blood, Cormac and Madamars have a lot of potential to just get an ace. All they really have to do, if they can take out Talia, they're both very squishy. A lot more squishy than I'd say Madamars and Cormac are at the moment. So I definitely think it's going to be... they're not out of it just yet, but Talia lands an insane knockback there. USSR Nima doesn't capitalize on it, but it's still, that was a serious amount of damage, and it does show you the kind of route, the kind of like chain that Wiggy Wanderers really have here with this Pantheon Talia combo.
Yeah,
They can wombo combo them for days.
That's exactly what they have to be afraid of. If they get caught with that and USSR is in position to be able to land that WQ on top of both of them, it's going to do so much. But it's going to come down to whether Wiggler and USSR can actually poke them out before they land that flick back. Because if they're not too healthy, but they're going to go back in now. They managed to catch USSR Nima on his own.
Health pack getting used there as well. Dominance from the Renekton. Lee Sin using the Ignite and the ulti. Meanwhile, in response, Wiggler actually didn't even he hasn't even maxed his ulti. He hasn't even unlocked his ulti yet. He's just been putting points into Q or W. He hasn't actually gone ulti.
I can find out right now. He has 4 points in Q.
Yeah, he's going for the raw damage output. It actually makes sense. Weaver's Wall, huge cooldown, not as optimal if he gets a bit more damage down from just spamming Q.
And the flick back gonna land onto Cormac. Once again, no one in position to be able to follow it up. Also, because of the damage that USSR took in that last skirmish, he doesn't really want to, hit that W in onto Cormac because he has Madam Mars to just stun him up, and they don't want to give a kill back over now that they have that kill advantage.
I mean, at the moment, CS leads still going for Cormada at the moment. They're just kind of chilling for now, but they are down a kill, so anyone falls between the two of them, it is game over for this first game. So they really should be afraid right now.
Yeah, they're currently sitting on 64 CS as to the I think it's 46. So they definitely are Wiggy Wanderers need to start landing those CS, because I think Cormada have seen the gap in the CS, and they may just be trying to sneak out a victory here.
Is it 100 between the two of them, or just 100 each?
Whoever's I think it's 100 between the two. I can double check that to be sure.
Yeah, because I didn't know that. That I did not know.
I will just quickly ask our lovely admin Krusty Pants.
Yeah, please do. But at the moment, we're seeing a lot of damage output come out here. Madam Mars and Cormac on the back foot at the moment, pushed under turret. Is there much they can do here? They need to look for something. They need to look for a kill. They need to look for some sort of avenue to winning this game, because at the moment, USSR Nima and Wiggler are just kind of steamrolling over them, not going to knock Cormac back there. Madam Mars and Cormac now half HP. Cormac getting quite low at the moment. Not as tanky as he seems as the Pantheon Talia at the moment. Still just knocking them down with these abilities, poking them for days here. And at the moment, it's anything to play for it here. 7 minutes in, we're seeing level 11. We might see rank 2 ultimates come out here in a second as well from these teams. This is just getting a bit ridiculous. We're 7 minutes into this first best of 3 game. But it just shows you how serious these teams are taking it right now. They don't want to lose this. They want to take it slow and find an avenue they can win in.
Yeah, they all want to go home with their fresh collegiate hoodie, their 4 cans of Monster, 4 cans of Rerun, their KOKA care package, and they are taking it easy. They're being careful. They're making sure they don't make any big mistakes. Madamar's looking for something here, but USSR Niva's going to start it off.
And Cormac is getting ignited at the moment. He's incredibly low. He might just die here, but Nima trying to do something back in response. Spear takes him out. That's going to be a clean 2-0 for Wiggy Wanderers. And down goes Cormada, who are now 1-0 up in this series.
Yeah, and I believe we're getting right into game number 2. I think the lobby is almost ready to go. So
yeah, it is.
I think we're probably still going to have the spectator delay. So what we'll do is we'll still take it to a quick, hopefully 2-minute break, as long as the spectator delay goes as normal. But yeah, we're gonna see Wiggy Wanderers taking game number 1 in our best of 3 upper final. Don't go anywhere. We will be back for game number 2 very shortly.
And we are just about ready to get into the Rift for this Game 2 of this best of 3 series for Ireland Esports Collegiate Series Summer Tournament, powered by Natives, presented by Monster, where we are about to start this match between Cormada and Wiggy Wanderers. It's been pretty spicy so far. It looks like Cormada are going to run it back again, but Wiggy Wanderers are opting for a comp I believe they previously played in the Lee Sin Callista. I like it. They're spicing it up a bit. I mean, they won, so they kind of have, by rights, a chance to just try something else and say, I just beat you already on one comp. Let's just try something else, and I'll beat you on it again. And I kind of like that. What do you reckon, Celtic?
Yeah, I think it's definitely winner's advantage here. They won that first game. They have every right to play whatever they want right now. So interesting to see whether the Lee Sin, Renekton from Adamars and Cormac can come out and win like they have done so far in this tournament.
I'm kind of interested now in what Mad and Cormac could do, because they got close. They were 11 CS off winning last game, if you were going with the win by CS. So at that moment, I think Cormada didn't think of it, but they were definitely close enough where they could just have sat back. And I think at the moment, maybe they do it this time around. We see Lee Sin's both sides of the teams here now. We got Wiggler on the Lee Sin and Cormac on the Lee Sin a second time. Definitely, I think, going to be easier this time around than the last time. I know Callista can do a lot more, but I just think the Talia Pantheon was just dirty. I think that was a dirty comp. So we're something a bit more standard now.
Yeah, that's for sure. And we did get a ruling from our wonderful admin Krusty, who has confirmed it's 100 CS per team. So we need to keep an eye on those totals, because I double checked and it was on 89 for Cormada at the end of that last game when they got dove on by the Pantheon. So I think they knew it was go time and went for it. So good timing from them to be able to end it before the CS victory would have went Cormada's way.
I mean, they just knew to pull that trigger, get that win. They're just that good. Wiggy Wanderers, you know? That's why they're the best, you know? Meanwhile, Kamada Mars looking for that damage output, just not finding anything. Cormac, again, not able to do too much. Lee Sin, bit low. Same thing for Madam Mars, but the health packs just spawning in, coming in clutch here. Who've you got at the moment? Do you think Cormada can bring it back here?
I definitely think they can. They look a little bit more aggressive in this one than they did in the last one. They're trying to find those picks. They're playing reactively to Wiggler as well. When Wiggler goes in, they try to catch off as much damage as they can, chip them down that little bit more, and they're going to have to push in here. So hopefully they're going to be hoping that once again Wiggy Wanderers miss some of this CS, but with the Callista it's just that little bit easier. Wiggler going to dash in, dash back to the minion, get a lot of damage down to Madam Mars.
Madam Mars is quite low right now. I think he really needs to think about the next health pack. He's just a bit too low to look fight. Pardon me. Has the health pots available to him if need be. He's 2 more up as well, so he can heal a fair bit, but at the same time, there's only so much you can heal when you're getting poked out by Callista and you're getting hit with those Lee Sin Qs.
Yeah, they're going to use their second health pack now. Chunked out that little bit too much as the level 6 coming in for the Callista. The others should get their level 6 very shortly as well. But so far, it's just going to be Wiggler and Nemo with theirs until this wave crashes in, at least giving them a small window to potentially go in here where they don't have their level 6. But again, tower diving in this is very risky, so don't think they're going to opt to try go for that. Wiggler, again, just trying to poke out with the Lee Sin, get as much damage as he can down.
And at the moment, CS super close as well at the moment. I believe Wiggy Wanderers are just up by 2 CS. Cormada, though, just hot on the heels, looking to get something back. Madam Mars taking another bit of poke out there as we see the Q connecting from Wiggler. Is he going to take it in? No, he does not. But it doesn't matter here because Cormada are thinking, okay, we play this slow. We get some CS. We just end the game through the CS, the 100 CS victory. You know, it's the way we do it. But USSR Neem and Wiggler are thinking, no, we want blood. We want you to just get destroyed here. And that's what we're going to do. So they're looking pretty aggressive, and as you can clearly see, that range champ advantage that Wiggy Wanderers have just makes it so hard for Madam Mars and Cormac to do anything, really.
Yeah, it's currently a 7 or an 8 CS lead currently for Cormada, and if it's anything like the last game, and you know we did you know let them know that the ruling is that it's 100 CS per team. So if Cormac and Mata just want to try get to that game 3 here, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a farming game.
At that point, though, would you not just go for a different comp, something a bit more favored for wave clear? I don't know. It's interesting, but at the same time, like, I mean, I guess you can be tanky, you can look for the kill option if need be versus pure wave clear, but at the same time, if you know that's going to be an option and you can just sit back under turret, you could just pick something with a bit more wave clear, not as tanky, and then just opt to just win the 100 CS way.
Yeah, they're doing a great job of farming these waves that are pushed into their tower. Their tower is actually down below 50 HP. We have to keep an eye on that as well. They have been slowly bleeding out on that tower, and on the opposite side, Wiggly Wanderer's tower completely fine. So even if we don't get any kills this game, they're going to have to be careful.
I mean, they're not even halfway there at the 50 CS. They're just about crossing the 50 CS mark. So half HP turret, halfway to winning. Which are they going to opt for here? Because from the looks of things, I don't think they really want to opt for the win by kills. They're playing it very passively at the moment.
Yeah, they need to start pushing these waves out to stop that tower taking damage. Otherwise, that tower is going to just keep falling lower and lower.
And as we all know, first tower is not a fun way to lose a 1v1 or 2v2, so I would not want that to be the end for Madamar's Cormac, especially when they're put up a fight right now, looking for all avenues to get that victory, to push us to that game 3. Winners, finals, go on!
Madamar's going to get hit by the Lee Sin Q. Wiggy going to just dash cancel for a bit of fun. Tower taking a little bit more damage now, currently on 987 HP.
64 CS right now for Cormada versus 55 for the side of Wiggy Wanderers. There are 40 CS, well, under 40 CS to their goal. Can they do it? That's a big wave. That's going to be at least 8 CS, 7 CS in that wave. That's what the boys want. They want it all. They want to end this game. They're trying to do something. Wiggler just playing mind games with Madamars. He does not have the HP bar to worry about that. And my man does not have barrier. So he's looking aggressively here, though. He's looking to stop Callista, but he's a bit too low. Brother Malamars. But Wiggler actually might have bitten off a bit more than he could chew. Callista forced to use the Fate's Call. Flash also used in response. But one key thing that was not used there is Wiggler's Ignite. And that is going to be huge in a second if they do opt to push Cormac out, because they do have the exhaustive the Ignite available to just chip damage out. A lot of damage from the Callista as well. So Cormac needs to be really careful here. CS now still just barely in the lead for Cormada, but it is itching very close, and it's also itching very close to a turret victory right now for Wiggy Wanderers.
Yeah, that turret down to below 500 HP, but the big thing is Madamar's obviously dying, gets to buy items, has the Eclipse online now, as well as a little bit of, and got boots, so has a little bit of extra movement speed, will be able to clear these waves that little bit quicker. So I was just about to say, before they actually went for the engage, I think Madamar's may have been better off just giving up his life and trading it for some health and getting that item and coming back and being able to clear these waves that little bit quicker.
I mean, it's not wrong, really, is it? Because
okay,
they lose a kill, but they didn't lose anything over it. And right now, all they need, even an ace, like if Madamar is 1v2s, because they don't have a completed item. If he 1v2s right now, especially with the Dominus, like that's a reasonable assumption that he could 1v2.
He has to make sure that he doesn't get he needs to go before he gets chunked out by the Callista and the Lee Sin Qs. If they are,
what's the timer right now? We're on 83 CS. Keep an eye on that. We might be over soon here, Haltig. We might be looking at a CS victory potentially here. 84 right now for the side of Cormada. This is getting very close. Not much of a turret left. Can Nima and Wiggler pick up a kill on Cormac or Madamars before they take us to a game 3? They're looking for it. They're nearly. That's it. That's going to be 90. They're 10 CS off. 10 CS off the CS victory right now. It is so close for Cormada. Can they do it?
Yeah, Wiggler and Nima have to know that it's coming close. 8 CS now. They have to try go in for this, surely. They have to try
They have to end the game right now. They have to take the turret. They have to just Fate's Call in immediately to try and stop this. But the problem is, if they do that, they just trade their lives away nearly. They need to play this so well to stop the CS going over. And I mean, they're zoning them off. They're slowing the wave down. They're making sure that they can maybe even just take the turret before the lads take the wave. What will Madamars and Cormac do now when they're on the backs against the wall? They're looking to do something. But look at Wiggler right now. He's behind the turret. Dominic's going to get used there. They're looking to get a kill in response. Lee Sin's now under turret. Lee Sin takes a tower shot. That's going to be a kill for Cormac. And it's going to be the kill victory for Cormada.
And not only that, they get the 100 CS anyway. But what a great way to end that game! Like a game that was so close, and that's why these stipulations of having, you know, those back end goals makes it so the teams have to evaluate eventually, because either you're going to lose by CS or you have to all in. And them killing Matamars actually ended up being the worst thing that could have happened to them, because he comes back with that Eclipse and makes it so hard for them to do anything.
It was so close. I mean, well played to Wiki Wanderers there. That was pretty good performance all around, really. I think they had it in the bag up to the moment that it got a lot slow and they allowed Cormada to just farm up. Because the minute they farmed up, that's where they put a timer on the game. Because as soon as Cormada were at 80 CS, you knew instantly they had to take that turret, kill Cormac, or get the CS. And the problem was they were 20 or 15 CS down. So they needed at least 2 waves to even put it back to even. And as well as that, getting Cormac is so hard when you have this big, beefy Renekton around trying to stop it. It was a tough ask of them, but we are going to take it to a best of 3, right, Heltic? It's going to be game 3.
Yep, we're going to our game 3, but we're going to take it to a quick break before we do that. So we will be back in about 3 minutes once we get through the spectator delay for our game number 3. So don't go anywhere.
And we are just about on the rift for this final spicy Game 3 of the winners final of Ireland Esports Collegiate Series Summer Tournament, presented by Monster, powered by Dogpatch Labs and Stack, where we just get into it right now. We've got some spicy comps going on. I say this, man, but this is some good stuff. We got the good stuff out today. We got the set Renekton. Cormac set as well. Cormac is a set man up against Wiggler and Nima on the Nocturne Kled. This is going to be either a very long slog or a very quick 2-minute game, and I am all here for it. Heltic, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good after 2 close games so far. This one could be over very quickly if they just decide to just fist fight and all in each other. I don't know whether that's what we're going to get. You know, they like we said, the prizes are up for grabs here. Loser is not out. They still go down to the lower final. They still have a chance to qualify for that final on the weekend, but gonna be interesting to see what strat they want to go for. So far, we've seen from Cormada, they just love going for that. Is it going for the CS strat? It worked out for them in the previous game. It forced Wiggy Wanderer's hand. They had to play into them after getting the kill on Matabars, which actually ended up winning Matabars, giving Matabars such a big advantage. But now, this is slightly different from these two teams. Not as much ranged abilities on the two comps, so gonna be in each other's faces a lot more.
Level 6 is going to be massive, by the way. Nocturne Paranoia, Kled with the charge. That'll help the Nocturne Paranoia. Renekton Dominus set with the Tombstone Pile Driver straight out of the WWE there. It's going to be pretty good regardless. And I'm pretty hyped for it, to be honest, as long as we get to level 6. But yeah, at the moment, I'm not holding it too much hope this game is going to go too long. Don't get me wrong here, lads. I do not hold any hope to this, but at the same time, if it does, we've got some pretty good stuff on the way. I can feel it.
Yeah, just feeling each other out right now. As you said, 6 is going to be the main point here for these two teams. So once they hit 6, I assume we're going to get an all-in, probably for both sides.
I mean, at the moment, they're both just kind of testing each other here. They're just poking. They're trying to see how much you can get away with taking CS. Wiggler just taking advantage of that there, going in a wee bit, just putting a bit of damage output there. Can they do a lot to Matamars? It looks like they can. Bear trap on a rope, trying to do something, but it's not actually that much damage because this entire team is full of tanky boys. Besides maybe Nocturne, but sure, look, whatever he wants to do, let him do it. I think this is going to be pretty good. I think Cormada right now in a good position. They look pretty good so far. Can they do it? I don't know. How are you feeling, Heltic? How are you feeling for Cormada this time around?
I think that they're so far they're looking pretty good. I think they're playing really well. They're getting
up in CS
down.
as well.
They're currently up in CS. I'll just throw the CS back up for the time being, because we're going to see they slightly go in favor of Wiggy here as they catch that wave under the tower. And yeah, Cormac and Mata have been doing such a good job in these games of making sure that they have the CS advantage early, and it puts a lot of pressure on Wiggy later on. And we did see them get called out in Twitch chat as well, saying that they can't CS.
But here it is. Here's the 6 power spike. The Shadow Stopper going to get used by the set, but the Ignite is going down. Nice pullback in response onto Nima there. Just making sure Cormac survives. Dominus getting used. That is all 4 ultimates in the span of about 4 seconds there.
They're still going as well. Wiggy it's actually going to burn the exhaust as well. I was just about to mention that they're pretty even in summoners, but now it's Mata with the exhaust and flash left, a barrier for Nima, and an ignite for Wiggler, and that's pretty much it. Cormac still not looking too good. Took a lot of damage in that previous skirmish, and of course, because of Skarl, USSR going to be all right for the time being. Has that little bit of a buffer in his health once again.
Right now, Cormac is in a very precarious position right now. Does he want to give away that first blood? Or does he want to stay alive? I think since the CS discrepancy is so close, I think he really needs to just stay in there, be that second man, be that wall, just show a presence there so you don't really overwhelm Adamars and give the CS over to the side of Wiggy Wanderers.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go for something here. Matamars getting caught out. Cormac getting caught out as well. It's going to be a quick 2-0 for Wiggy Wanderers. And they will be...
Oh my god!
To our winners finals.
That was as quick as I thought it was going to be, to be honest. Honestly, I'm actually shocked it went that long. They were itching to go out from minute 1. We still got under 5 minutes though, so I got my money's worth there. But yeah, lads, honestly, not as hyped as you think it should be. But sure, look, lads, that was that. And I mean, what more arguing could be made for that, really? Well played to the both lads there. Wiggy Wanderers, Cormada, both played really well. And just to be aware, lads, Cormada, you are not out of it just yet, even though that's what you might think after that performance. You are in the losers bracket final now, where you will play for a chance to appear on Saturday, is it? Or what, this weekend? This weekend at some point.
So our losers final is going to be UCD Leviathans A versus Mata Mars, or Core Mata, as I have dubbed them. So we're going to be going straight into that in about 5 minutes time. We're going to take a quick break and get some water, but we will be back with our lower bracket final, and we're going to see who's going on to this weekend. So yeah, we'll see you guys very shortly.
And we are straight into the game for game one of this best of three losers final series of Ireland Esports Collegiate Series Summer Tournament, where we got some spicy prizes on the line today. It's all to play for this weekend, where we've got 4 cans of Monster Energy, 4 cans of Re-Raw, an Ireland Esports Collegiate Series hoodie, and a KOKA gamer pack on the line for they're all to play for here as Cormada go up against UCD Leviathans A between Chinese Man and Why Do You Ask Me, Cormac and Madamars. They're picking their interesting picks. Cormac, a Darius OTP no less, picking his main champion. What a cringe person right now. Chinese Man playing the Quinn. That's what we want to see. We don't want to see him playing his Kesante. We don't want to see him playing Pantheon. We don't want to see him playing Quinn. Like, what does Quinn even do?
It's been a while. I've seen her in a couple of ranked games recently, but yeah, Quinn is definitely an interesting pick here.
So I don't know. I think honestly it's all to play here at the moment, and I think with some of the big things really will be like the Noxing Guillotine and then the Shadow Surge from the Vex as well. I mean, they're kind of huge ultis, but at the same time, if you don't make it to 6, it's not gonna matter.
Yeah, you are completely right. If you don't make it to 6, it's not gonna matter. So we're just gonna have to see how they manage to do it in this game.
The moment Madamars is super low and Cormac is sitting under turret. That's an E down already. That's 20-second cooldown for Cormac on the drag there. Unfortunate for him, but we see Chinese Man, Why Do You Ask Me, pushing forward. Bit of damage coming out there. They want first blood. They want to take Madamars out because I think it's a lot better to get a kill early. Because if you get a kill early on, right, they don't get much go back in response. And at the same time, you get some serious Ignite plays like that. Oh my god, what? Hey man, Why Do You Ask Me? You absolute unit of a man right there. Just destroyed him. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, and this is what we've seen from them earlier on as well. I believe it was him that played the LeBlanc. And yeah, it is just, people underestimate that amount of damage. Chinese Man getting caught out here. Cormac and Madamars with the advantage now. Gotta find one.
Oh my god, Cormac! Cormac's fast.
Oh.
They're looking for something. Oh, they didn't get it though. But really, really well played. Kill back in response. Back to what I was saying though a second ago though. I believe it's better to probably get a kill early because you minimize goal losses if you get an early game kill. And it's like maximum like pressure because one single kill is all you need to win. So at worst, you give away like 400, 500 goals. But the later on kills, like the later you get one and you let the other guy survive, it looks to nearly be a worse situation for you if you, well, in some matchups it's not, but if you're like giving a full item over, it's nearly worse that you give that extra item. If you feel like if you want to get a kill, you want to get them both.
Yeah, and they almost caught it onto Why You Ask Me as well. Now Chinese Man gonna come back with full boots as well as that hammer, so we'll have that little bit more damage now on the Quinn. But
Still not a full item though, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, just has to be careful not to get caught. The only thing the Vex was able to get because of how early she died was another Amp Tome. So a little bit of a damage discrepancy, especially with how much damage they're able to just poke onto Cormac. The LeBlanc definitely not one to be scoffed at, as Ignite started to come back, is about to come back up for Why Do You Ask Me, so we could see an engage coming in once again very shortly.
He doesn't have the Mimic ability up yet, so he's still got a bit to wait for it to really output max damage, but yeah, LeBlanc can still do a serious amount of damage at the moment. It's up to Cormac and Madamars right now how they want to defend it, but it is anyone's game to play for right now as it is 1-1.
Yeah. Chinese Man able to use that Quinn ultimate too. Oh, but Why Do You Ask Me? Actually gonna have to dash away. Tries to go in on Cormac, but gets pulled out of it. That's the one interaction that he has to be careful of, because if he gets pulled while he is dashing forward, he will get knocked out of it and won't be able to get that burst damage.
And right now, as we see, Cormac Madamars just pushing Why Do You Ask Me, Chinese Man, back under turret. They're not even giving a damn about the CS. They don't care how many CSs they need here. They just want one kill and push it on to get that 1-0 lead in this losers final. As Chinese Man and Why Do You Ask Me currently on the back foot, but still have potential to do something here. The only problem is you're playing squishy champions and Cormac is playing Darius, a champion that thrives against low HP enemies.
Yeah, it's going to be 40-ish CS a piece here. So definitely just taking it easy, trying to find that window of opportunity. Why do you ask me now? Are all sums coming up? Madamar's the only one currently without flash. Cormac going in now, gonna catch out Chinese man. They're gonna try burst him like they did the first time, and gonna deal a lot of damage.
Rooted.
Cormac's also very low, but the ultimate
Vex goes in. Oh! Madamar's picking up that second kill, and well played to Cormada there. That was just what the doctor ordered to get them out of that game. Really well played. I was a bit worried for Cormac after he got rooted there, but overall, really well played from Cormada. That is going to be game one, going over to Cormada.
Yeah, Cormada showing exactly what, like, they did so well in that upper final, and they're showing again in this game how well they are, how good they are at playing that particular, or playing around their compositions. And I honestly thought they would be it'd be a little bit harder for them, but not doing too bad. They're going to take that game one. We're already getting into the lobby for game two. It's still going to be another 2-minute spectator delay, so we are going to throw it to another quick 2-minute break. Don't go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss this.
And we are just about to get into this game 2 of this losers final of this Ireland Esports Collegiate Series summer tournament, presented by Monster, brought to you by KOKA, Ireland's favorite instant noodle, where we are just about to get into here. We've just got Chinese Man, why do you ask me? And we got Mars and Cormac, and the winner of this will play this weekend. They'll play this weekend. As we've seen some different picks this time around. Chinese Man picking the Tristana LeBlanc, going against Mars and Cormac playing the Renekton LeBlanc. So LeBlanc's all around really, but yeah, what's interesting this time around is Chinese Man playing the Tristana. I'm not too sure what he's gonna do here, but it's gonna be an early game fight. You can already tell it's gonna be like some level 3 rumble stuff. We're seeing a lot of damage. He's trying to build up the satchel charge, trying to do a bit of damage there. Meanwhile, he does take a turret shot back in response, and I think right now both teams are just pushing for that early kill.
Yeah, this is gonna be a bloodbath kind of game. They are fighting for this. And we saw it in the last game as well. It was a quick one. We're not having many of these farming games anymore. But Mars and Cormac, taking the advantage so far in this series, up 1. So now we're gonna see UCD Alliance try to take it to them, try to play that little bit more aggressive. Cormac getting chunked out to half HP. Why do you ask me? With the LeBlanc, got to deal that little bit more damage, keep him low as this first wave gets shoved into their tower.
I'm a bit interested to seeing what LeBlanc performance is going to be brought out here from Cormac, because I have never seen Cormac's LeBlanc in my life, and I definitely would favor a top laner playing a LeBlanc, a Renekton than a LeBlanc. So this is going to be an interesting game regardless. But why do you ask me, Chinese Man? They're just playing it hyper aggressive right now. They're just trying to make sure that if Cormac walks forward even a smidge, he has a Tristana E on top of him and he's just tanking autos. Because right now, what can Cormac Mars do in response? Because look, Chinese Man doing it right now, trying to just get those autos in. Cormac, though, nearly going to get taken out, but first blood goes over to the Renekton there. That was ridiculous. Mars is single-handedly putting his team on his back, says, not today, Cormac. You can try and die here, but I will make sure you survive. Because right now, they've taken it, what do you ask me? Nice flash in response from Mars, but he does not get the kill onto Chinese Man.
Yeah, but they're both super low now because of the trade coming in from Chinese Man. So they have to be very careful, because Why Do You Ask Me is back and he's going for it. The root comes down, but there's no follow-up, no ignite available. So Cormac gonna be able to get out with his life for the time being, and he's just gonna eat a dash coming in from Why Do You Ask Me, potentially so he can grab himself an item as well. He will grab a second amp tome.
That's huge.
It's definitely gonna be that little. It's an advantage for them. 1-1 now. And Why Do You Ask Me goes straight back into the Cormac with a nice bit of burst damage coming out. I don't think we need to leave the scoreboard up for this one. I don't think we're going to see much CSing in this.
Something tells me we're not going to reach the 100 CS limit, but I don't know what it is. There's just something's telling me we're not getting there. At the moment, though, I think, to be fair, it is going to slow down. I think, pardon me, if I was Cormada right now, I'd just be sitting back and waiting for those health backs to come back off cooldown and just essentially be trying to get as high HP as you can at the moment. And that's what they're trying to do. But Why Do You Ask Me is aware of the situation and says you are not getting any HP back, Cormac.
Mars looking for an angle to see if he can get in, but again, Cormac is low. They don't have any health packs available. Some chunk damage going on to Mars, and this is where they now sit at a bit of an advantage. They have the HP advantage, although Mars has the Dominus available now. So we'll be able to sustain through these fights. Cormac, great dash to dodge away from Why Do You Ask Me. And now a health pack coming back up for the side of UCD means that they're just going to keep topping up their health. And the poke coming out from the Tristana LeBlanc is so awkward for them to play into, as another big chunk goes out of Cormac's health bar.
Meanwhile, Mars and Cormac on the defensive here, so low at the moment. There really isn't too much they can do. They just need to sit under turret, try not to die, and just heal up with those health packs. But unfortunately, as we can clearly see, Why Do You Ask Me is just hitting those Qs like it's nothing. I'm not really too sure what Cormac was thinking here with the LeBlanc pick, because Why Do You Ask Me, super proficient on the LeBlanc from the looks of things. He's actually just punishing Cormac so hard for locking in this champ and not being as good as him at it. He's just stat checking him, basically.
And we have another Demolish user in this game as well. A big chunk taken out of that turret on the first push up onto it. So it's another thing that Matamars has to, or Cormata have to worry about in this game.
I mean, right now, it's kind of tough for Cormata to do anything at the moment. Cormac and Matamars, half HP. Why do you ask me? Chinese man, pushing in quite fast. CS does not matter when you're this fast. They want to take out Cormac. Satchel charge coming out there, and Auto going down onto it. Is that enough to do any significant damage? No, but it doesn't really matter because the output from Why Do You Ask Me is nearly more than what the Satchel would do, as you just saw there. And that is going to be the game. Matamars gets taken out. We're going to a game 3.
We are indeed. It's going to be all down to the wire to see who qualifies to that upper or the grand finals over on this weekend. And yeah, two different comps once again coming out from these teams every single time, changing it up. I'm curious to see if we're going to get Matamars switch off the Renekton. He's been faithful to it, but I wonder if we're going to get something different.
I just don't like the way that Cormac and Matamar swapped their picks around a fair bit there. I think they should have stuck to what won them the game and just played it safe from there personally, because very ballsy. I'm not gonna lie. It was very, I don't know. Like you win a match and you decide let's change our comp completely around. I feel like would you not play something similar with the hope that you could like double fake him out? Because if they think, oh, he's gonna play the same champ again, they'd probably assume, oh, he won the game. They're not going to play the same comp again, and I don't think they'd go for a counter. Whereas you're probably more likely to change up your picks after you win a game than you would be winning a game and sticking with what won you the game.
Well, yeah, but we're going to have to wait a couple of minutes to find out who is going to that grand finals. So, yeah, so we're going to throw to a quick break while we get through the spectator delay, and then we'll be back for our final game of the evening. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back, everyone, as we are just about to get into the Silver Scrapes, the final game of the day, the losers final between Cormada and Wiggy Wanderers. This is Ireland Esports Collegiate Series Summer Tournament, presented by Monster, powered by Natives, as we are just about to get on the Rift here. It's been some pretty good games so far. This series is probably one of the better ones we have seen today, if not the best. It's very tight, very close. A lot of spiciness all around there, I'd love to say. But right now, Cormac Matamar is going double AP against Chinese Man. Why do you ask me? Running it back what they ran in game 2. This is what we want to see.
Yeah, and not only that, you know, we're trying to see whether Cormada can get back to that the grand final, try to avenge themselves after what was a close upper final. And so far, as you said, this series banger. Like these games have been super close. None of them have been like CS attempts at victories. They've just been hitting each other non-stop, poking each other out, going for these really nice plays, really nice kills. But as you said, completely different style of game here. We have double AP for Cormada, and on the opposite side we have the Tristana and LeBlanc combination once again. So poke, it's a lot of poke v poke. This one could potentially go a little bit longer, because if Matamars and Cormac start to go on the back foot early in this, they can try to start looking for that CS victory, but they have to be careful, because the Chinese man playing that Tristana has a lot more push potential and has, you know, and probably is running that Demolish once again. So if they're able to push these waves in, they're going to be able to do a lot of damage to that tower.
I think they're just going pure wave clear. I don't think they're even going to look to fight at all, because they have the Malzahar ulti to shut down Chinese Man. Maybe they thought they were going to run it back again and thought they already won again. They're probably going to run the same comp again, because I like what Cormac Matamars have done here, because you can clearly see with the like mini voidlings they're sending out and all the damage. I personally think it's going to be a CS fight. I think Cormada are definitely not looking to fight here. I think they're just going to sit back, just drop some wave clear, and just try and get 100 CS.
Why do you ask me? Gonna whiff some of the spells. Actually drops the ignite. A lot of damage going down onto Why Do You Ask Me, and exactly what we thought wasn't going to happen is happening. Matamar is trying to trade on the opposite side, and
Chinese Man though.
Now Chinese Man is stuck in a tough position, but Cormac doesn't have a lot of spells left in rotation. All four
They're looking for it.
Are below 20%.
They're looking for the kills. Chinese Man. Chinese Man. He's gone. Oh.
It's a 1-for-1. It was almost a 2-for-1. Matamars trying his best to take down Why Do You Ask Me, but now you're in this awkward position where two members of either team, or a member on either team, is 10% HP. They have to play this so carefully, because if they get, if they have like the Tristana jump in on the Malzahar, the LeBlanc has to be super careful not to get Vex ulted once that level 6 comes online.
This is going to be ridiculously. Then they're basically playing with a handicap at the moment now. Like it's like they've like they're losing. They're gonna fight with one arm, because that's all they can do. Like they like, okay, Cormac has the spell shield. Okay, not anymore. But I'm pretty sure he would have died there. If he didn't, looking for the kill. Matamars gets it. That is going to be your finalists right there, lads. Cormada are your finalists for this game. GG, well played, Cormada. That was a great series, but unfortunately that is going to be the last one of the day. But overall, some really good League of Legends being played there. What did you think, Celtic?
I enjoyed this a lot, actually. I forget how fun these little 1v1 tournaments can be, or 2v2 in this case, and it's something that we've are attempting for the first time, and I think these teams have showed up and they've had a great time, and I've had a great time watching them.
Honestly, yeah, it was really entertaining. I definitely think watching some of the kind of ticks, like the teams that swap their picks a lot, is definitely a lot more interesting than watching the same thing every time, or people just looking up meta builds and being like, what is the best 2v2s and ARAMs? Because something I was thinking, which I think it applies there, is ARAM is a different balancing sheet than Summoner's Rift. So like champs that wouldn't be as good in ARAM are probably better in Summoner's Rift and vice versa. So you can't really just look at Summoner's Rift and just inherently say, oh look, this champ's really good at the current pro meta, because ARAM could have balanced it differently. They have a completely separate like sheet as well.
Not to mention that even if you were to take a duos combination from Summoner's Rift and bring it over to Howling Abyss, it's not going to say that somebody is going to see it in your first game and then try to counter it. Like if you have a full engage comp, they just play a full disengage comp. You know, with that, we saw the Talia come out earlier to deflect the Talia Pantheon. You know, where they can poke you, but if you also come in on them, they can just flick you away from them. So like it's a cool format because the teams can look at what everyone else is playing and kind of pick comfort, but also play around and play with different things. And yeah, I think our finals is going to be a spicy one for sure.
It's going to be a really good finals this week on this weekend as well. So if you are around, lads, don't forget to tune in anyway. But I think overall that's going to be our last game of the day then, is it?
Yep, that is it for this evening. Yep.
That's it then, lads. So I guess all I can say is thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you to all the sponsors, and thank you Celtic for tuning in for this great event.
Yep.
Very pleasure having you.
Yeah, so yeah, just quick shout out to all of our sponsors. Of course, we are presented by Monster and powered by Natives, and then all of our lovely sponsors, which are along the bottom: Dogpatch Labs, KOKA, GG Machines, Rera, and Stack. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you this weekend to wrap up our finals. Have a good night.